So last week, Obama administration announced the new security framework for the protection of its critical infrastructure. It's a very big concern for the Obama administration, with President Obama himself talking about it in the State of the Union address in 2013, last year. Now, this is for the first time that the security framework is having inputs from the businesses. So it's certainly a welcome change from the days when the businesses were reluctant to talk about the risk associated with the cyber attacks. And it brings together and all the established best practices which are there for the operators of the critical infrastructure. Looking at India's vulnerability of the critical infrastructure, I focused on the SCADA system, the supervisory control and data acquisition systems which operate India's critical infrastructure. Now, we have the National Cybersecurity Policy announced by the government last year, but it has no word about plugging these gaps in the SCADA systems. We also have the National Critical Information Infrastructure Protection Council, or which is under the NTRO, National Technical Research Organization, an intelligence agency. But very little is known publicly about this. So, there is ambiguity on that front. We also have a National Crisis Management Plan, which is supposed to work when these kind of cyber attacks take place. But we also don't know how effective that is. Three things that I want to highlight here. First is, as I said earlier, in the United States, there is certainly a welcome change in the way the US businesses are addressing the risk of cyber attacks. Unfortunately, in India, we don't have that. Secondly, we have the Bureau of Indian Standards, security standards for the power sector. The businesses need to join hands with the Bureau of Indian Standards to lay down the standards for the other sectors also. We have the example of the impact of the Stuxnet attack, which attacked the Iranian nuclear program, but India was also the third largest victim after Iran and Indonesia. And the third is the National Security Council Secretariat's joint working group on cybersecurity to engage with the private sector on addressing the critical infrastructure. The key is the public-private partnership. The businesses need to join hands together with the government to address these threats so that India does not become the next Stuxnet victim.